I'm gonna react to Snake Discovery. They had a build off with a bunch of other YouTubers. I don't know all of them too well. I do watch some of them, and I'm gonna give you my reaction. I'm gonna talk about what I see and who I'm gonna vote for, because this is a build off. If you haven't read the title, this is the Reptile Enclosure build off 2021. Snake Discovery holding it. A bunch of other YouTubers. Like I said, I don't know all of them, so I'm not gonna. The guys I don't know, I apologize. I'll look into y'all. I should have done that before this video. How prepared am I? Not very much, I guess. Dang it. At the end, I'm gonna tell you who I'm gonna vote for. All right, so I have the video right before it's about to get into everyone talking about their builds and all that, and I haven't watched it yet.
6:15, and we are going to show you all of these enclosures, starting with Brian Kesko. Tell us about your enclosure.
Well, it's awesome. That's all you really need to know. I know I'm supposed to sell you.
It's awesome. This is Brian. Yo, I watched Brian. He said, "Yo, this all you need. Yo, aloha. Yo, that's all I need to know, Brian. Aloha. That's all we need to know, baby." Yo, I like Brian. Brian, he seems like a good dude. Into ball pythons, I know heavily, and I know he has a retic and he has some other stuff, so I'm interested to see what kind of enclosure he got. Obviously, like, just by looking at it, his arm on it, you know, he looking solid, looking confident about it. Got a Freedom Breeder hat on, and it's camouflage, and I'm about that. So, but the way that it doesn't look like a ball python enclosure, so let's see what he's gonna do.
Ken was getting invited to come here and participate in this. I'm super excited about doing some stuff like this at home now. But as far as why you should vote for this enclosure, it is the Morelia Mushroom Manor, and it is the only enclosure here that does actually come with the species that it was built for. So I was inspired by the Netherlands scent mushrooms.
Those are cool.
Luckily, I know
those mushrooms are cool, man. I like those, and they're lighting up. How do you do that? How do you get those mushrooms to light up? I gotta watch the other videos.
One per person, but we got to use like 6 of them, these light up mushrooms in there, which were fantastic. And then I last minute kind of decided to make one out of the foam in the back and just kind of carve it out just like kindergarten style and tie it all together. And I applied the rule of thirds, Fibonacci sequence.
He said he did it kindergarten style. Yo, yo, if a kindergartner brought this to me, I'd be like, woo-wee. Yo, you going places, kid. You going places. A kindergarten style. Look, like, I want to adopt the kindergarten style, because the kindergarten style is killing it right now. Killing it. And he said, I believe he said that he's the only person that actually has a reptile in its enclosure. So you got to give some brownie points for that. And I'm gonna try to. My vote is gonna be non-biased. My best to not be biased about it.
Then a little pop of color right here, a little thing I brought from home. And shout out to my partner, one of your local Minnesotans here, who had a big hand in making this thing happen and was a big help. I also want to say, if you're not going to vote for this enclosure, I highly recommend voting for my buddy Garrett Hardwood over here.
If you're not going to vote for this one, go to Garrett Hardwood.
Quit working.
I'm just playing with the light.
What is it, Outreach or something? Something like that, Reptiles. I forgot.
Because the
I'm sure
photo
they'll tell me.
is just impressive in itself. And I just love his style, man. Honestly, I'd say don't vote for me, vote for Garrett.
You want to vote for, well, Brian.
Dave,
Brian, you just gonna fold up and you might as well just pack up and leave. What you mean, Brian? Brian, come on, man. You're not gonna vote for, just vote for him. Why'd you even show up, Brian? No, you can't, don't have that attitude. Why you got that? No, you'd be like, you know what? You should be like, yo, Garrett, like, that's cute over there with whatever you got going. I see some rope or something. I didn't know we were doing jungle gym. I'm taking this. That's the attitude I would have had, Brian.
tell us about your build.
So
see, Dave Kaufman, I've seen some of his videos.
And a lot of people don't know that you and I have been friends long before we started our channels. I wanted this to be an
Yo! Jay and Silent Bob, baby! Yo, that is so creative. So creative. So what? You got Snake Scott right there, and then is he Silent Bob? And it looks he got the looks like from Clerks 2. I like it. For the backdrop, yo, I don't know how anyone's gonna top that backdrop. That's money. Looks like he got some. He has some little mushroom like the mushroom. Everyone using the mushroom lights, or what's going on? Everyone gets look. He has some up there in the corner too. Okay.
Friendship. So the mural is actually from a video that we shot last year together, where you found your very first Western hognose snake. And Ed said after he was watching the video that you and I looked like Jay and Silent Bob together.
Right.
Then I went and I made this Photoshop rendition.
You just need a coat, man. You just need the Silent Bob coat to really pull that off. All she has to do really is just put a beanie on it, and then she's Jay.
Of you and I as Jay and Silent Bob. Annie painted it. I kind of wanted
that's a good painting
3D thing going on here, where the mural kind of is the focus, but it doesn't take away from everything else. I just want to say to both you.
He didn't want it to take away from everything else he did, right? Didn't want to take away from the focus, but I gotta tell you, like, it took away from the focus. You still did good. It's a good job, obviously. Better than anything that I got. If I showed you what I got, yo, it's gonna be, I'm gonna be pulling out tubs and be like, yo, here's some, paper towels, water dish, hide, like, game over. Like, I'm out, right? He did really good, right? But to be honest, when I remember, if I'm gonna look back, I'm like, yo, what did I think about that? It definitely takes the show, because the first thing I'm gonna remember is Jay and Silent Bob in the background. So he didn't want it to take over, but it kind of did. But I like it.
You and Ed, how amazingly proud I am of everything that you guys have accomplished. Very proud to be a part of this. If you would like to vote for our cage, that would be awesome. However, if you don't vote for mine, vote for Garrett's.
Yo,
This is the Wickens.
if you don't vote for mine, vote for Garrett. How is everyone so damn nice? Is this a competition or is this a hug fest? Come on, I want to see some killer attitudes out here. Now this Wickens. Yo, I watch him. I like him. He always got a bearded dragon on his shoulder. Some wood everywhere. The background, I don't know how he did that. It looks like one solid piece of bark back there. And it's probably for his bearded dragon, right? Did he already say it? Did I miss it? I'm imagining, because that's like his dude. That's always with him, that bearded dragon. So I imagine this is probably for his bearded dragon. So let's see what old Wickens Wicked Reptiles has to say.
Wicked Reptiles Dragon Den. I felt it was apropos, since Diamond is always biting my
Dragon's
ear on
the
my
Diamond.
shoulder, to make a bearded dragon enclosure.
Bearded
So what
dragon,
we did
Diamond.
with this
That's
one
his
is,
bearded
we
dragon.
put
I
a
knew the name. I
selected
couldn't remember though if that was the bearded dragon's
you can
name.
only find at Snake Discovery. Right next to this beautiful sand, which has gold flake in it as well. So it's
Gold flake sand. Gold flake sand. Yo, we stepping it up.
actually the most expensive enclosure, which is why you should buy it, because it's going to appreciate. It's an appreciating asset, and I think overall, whether you're going to put a bearded dragon in it or not, you should vote for this one. And if you don't vote for this one, I'm not giving Garrett my votes. You should vote for this one. This is the one that you should vote for. 100.
Thank you. I thought it was just gonna be a bunch of people be like, yo, no, vote for me, vote for him. And it's just like come on, I want to see some competitiveness. We can be friendly and be competitive. You could tell him like, yo, your enclosure sucks compared to mine. I'm gonna win it all, but we can still be friends after. That's the attitude I want to see.
100%. I want to say thank you very much to both you and Ed. This place is amazing, and yeah, it's like the coolest part of this is making enclosures. That's great, but to be part of this with these 9 other great people and Brian Cusco was really fun.
And Brian Cusco. Yo, what's wrong with Brian? What do you do? What's wrong with Brian? Brian must be giving old Wickens Wicked a hard time, is my guess. Must be, because I could see Brian messing with people a little bit, all in good fun, obviously.
Appreciate the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Okay, guys, so
Let's see.
I don't know.
Reptiliatus. I have not watched him. I'll be honest. I have not watched him at all, ever. But so let's look at his enclosure. Just from what I could see, bunch of tree. Everyone, tree. I don't want to say they all look the same, but I mean, what else? There's always going to be similarities, right? I guess when you're building an enclosure, but pretty much everyone's going with the earthy vibe.
Where to start this enclosure, I'm very happy with how it finally turned out in the end, because we experienced quite a few technical difficulties along the way. Just with the time and everything, we thought, okay, like maybe we'll try putting the substrate down on the wet foam. That did not work. Do not do that. Thankfully, Clint offered some wonderful advice. Very good sportsmanship, the competition helped out to use.
That's not surprising, yo. If you've watched Clint, the dude is just full of good advice. Full of good advice. He seems like a genuinely good dude, and of course, he's gonna be helping out his competition, helping the competition to beat him. He's beating himself if he loses to Reptiliatus. I hope I said your name right. No disrespect if I said it wrong.
Gorilla glue to adhere the substrate to the background, and it turned out really nice.
Yeah, it looked good.
This enclosure would be, I designed it to house a garter snake, and I think that it's gonna do a great job of doing.
Now I don't know too much about garter snakes. I know that I think you house them. You can house multiple together, and I mean that'd be cool for a garter snake.
Just that. There's basking spots, lots of different hives as well, so the animal has the opportunity to thermoregulate at different levels in the enclosure. And then of course we have some artificial but very elegant foliage as well. I also want to say thank you to Nadim, my videographer and friend, and I would not have been able to finish this if he did not help me with the background.
He would not be able to finish it without him? Is that cheating? Is there the rule? Where's the rule book? Did anyone else have any helpers? If you got a helper, man, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna vote for this guy just because he had a helper. He had a helper, and that's a disadvantage to everyone else that ain't got no elves. You know, not everyone's Santa with little helper elves. Okay, so I don't know if I'm gonna vote for him. I mean, it looks great, but he needed help. Did anyone else get help? No one else got no help so far.
And everything. So you're the man, buddy.
Thanks, dude.
Thanks, bud. All in all, very happy with this, and also I want to say thank you so much to Emily and Ed for the invitation and the opportunity to participate as well.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Tyler Ruggy.
I've not watched Tyler Ruggy. I gotta re-listen to it, I guess. I've not watched him, but let's see. Based off, it looked like he got a bunch of rocks. How do you fit rocks in there like that? Like the way that they've done a bunch of this stuff is pretty insane. I do like it. It looks like there's some nice little hide action going on. Are those real plants? Look like he got some real plants in there. I dig it. I dig it. Let's see what it's for.
This is the enclosure that I built with Maddie. We built it for a corn snake.
Oh, another mental note that I'm taking. Another mental note that I'm taking. It said that I guess everyone got to bring a personal item to put in it. He didn't use his personal item. I got dock you points, my dude.
This will probably work for like a lot of other types of snakes. Originally, we were gonna make our own background and carve it and all that stuff, but when we got here, we saw all the amazing big rock pieces from Universal Rocks, and I was like, I feel like we could kind of just foam them into the background and make a background with those big rock pieces, and they just fit together really nicely. And then we foamed in between the rocks and also like kind of at the top in silicone.
Oh, so this is how we did it.
Just shoved some sand and dirt in there to kind of try to blend it together. And then we made it bioactive, did some live plants, have some isopods in there, and we put some ledges on both sides and in the background and some branches so the snake has places to climb and utilize a lot of the space towards the top of the enclosure. You should also vote for it because I got spray foam in my hair while doing this, so make it.
I'm sorry, dude. Spray foam in your hair, that don't get you brownie points for me. It doesn't do it. That's not like, yo, the enclosure was so good. Okay, this is just like almost as good as this one, but he got stuff in his hair, so he's gonna like I'm gonna give him extra points for that. I'm not doing that. But it looks like you got out of your hair, so that's a good thing. Also, you are gonna get some points for using real plants and stuff because that does look good. I like it.
It's worth it for me.
I am Elle from Elle's Reptiles, and this is Den, and this is our virus.
Elle's Reptiles. I feel like I've watched her before. I'm pretty sure I have on Bearded Dragons. And her personal item was the Hobbit hide. I dig it. You could see the Hobbit hide right there. That's pretty cool. It looks just like the Hobbit. I dig it. That's really cool.
Pink enclosure. We did this hide at home. This is our Hobbit-inspired PVC hide, and we have a little secret cave over here.
We got some glowing mushrooms over the end.
A little secret cave. More mushrooms. Yo, the mushrooms are cool. I really dig those, and it really freaking goes with the whole the Hobbit vibes. I like that.
And the substrate is a lot deeper in the back than it is in the front, so that the fire escape.
You got little shelves up there too, whatever those are. The mushroom things.
Plants against the walls, and this one's like in a little gourd planter, so that hopefully they won't be uprooted as badly. Yeah, so you should vote for our tank because
That's a good one. I like that.
we have a
The Hobbit hide is definitely unique.
Hi, my name is Hunter House.
This is the 15 or 16-year-old, right? Look at him. Yo, he's so young, and look what he did back there. When I was 15, 16, I had some boas. I had a nice enclosure with a waterfall setup and stuff like that. I feel I'm going back to my childhood here, back when I was a young teenager, and making enclosure and stuff. His looks really good though. I like it. Looks like he got some real greenery in there too. Let's see what you got, kid.
I'm 15 and I created this enclosure. So it is planned for a leopard gecko or another small terrestrial
Leopard
lizard,
gecko. That's extra. I know I'm pausing a lot, but that's an extravagant for a leopard gecko, man. That's a lucky leopard gecko. Lucky leopard gecko.
You could also use it for an African fat-tailed gecko or even a bearded dragon. But
Oh,
I
all
just
kinds of
wanted
things you
to
put in there.
Provide lots of opportunities for climbing and even burrowing and lots of live plants because I know a lot of people, these species that are considered basic, they don't provide them as much space or opportunities as possible, but I think it's so important to provide every opportunity to display all their natural behaviors. So I think you should vote for me so that you can show other young reptile keepers that they can do this too.
Emily.
I mean, you can vote for him to show other young reptiles keep him too, but that like takes away from like voting for which one's the best. So I'm not gonna do that. I can't put that into who I'm voting for, but I think he did very good.
My dear Ed, welcome to
Clint, okay, so I gotta talk Clint, right? I watch him. Anytime you got a question about something, about any type of reptile, chances are one of Clint's videos is gonna pop up. What Clint does, I'm sure we're probably about to see it. What Clint does, you know when you're a kid, a child, right? You're watching the TV, and someone starts explaining something to a child. Children, as they're watching it, like Blue's Clues or whatever, Steve, right, in the Notebook, everyone, I remember being a child, I would get involved. When Steve would talk, people listen, okay? Because, you know, we gotta sit down in our thinking chair and we gotta think, and then Steve's gonna talk about it and what's going on. But when he talks, he grabs every child's attention. As in, you know, where are these clues at? What can it be? I don't really know. You have my attention though, okay? Clint, he does that for adults. When Clint talks, all of a sudden I'm engaged, and he's explaining it how someone would explain it to a child, but like as an adult. I don't know. It's I guess it's hard to explain, but he grabs my attention as if I'm a child in the way he explains it, and I'm captured. I'm captured at like a child again watching Blue's Clues, which is a compliment. I hope you know it's a compliment because I watch a lot of his videos, and I just like his personality and just how he comes across. And you can always bet, there he is. He's always gonna be showing up with a tie, a button up. He's always gonna he's gonna be looking suave, always. So let's see what he has to say. I'm excited to hear how he explains things. That's one of the main reasons why I like to watch him, how he explains stuff.
This.
See, look it. He's into it.
For what is, without really any question, the greatest pet lizard of them all. And I'm saying this acknowledging that there are a heck of a lot of stinking rad pet lizards out there.
Yo, the dude doesn't curse, and he goes, stinking rad. You don't have to curse, man.
Have in mind, is the greatest.
Look how he's, man, that's what I'm saying. I'm engaged.
Now, come along.
Emerald Tree
Not
Skink.
much to see here.
What's that?
This is their beautiful abode. You'll notice that in the corners there are quiet little areas illuminated with majestic mushrooms. We've got a lot of.
Yeah, those are majestic mushrooms. He said, quiet little. Quiet. The way he explains stuff, yo, he got me. He makes me like the enclosure more. I gotta get my bias out of it, Clint. Dang.
Vines and other branches for them to explore. Shelf fungi and rock shelves. There's a lot to take in here, but like obviously all of these enclosures are amazing, and so it's very, very difficult to really decide like what is the thing that sets this one apart. What is the thing that makes this one the greatest of them all, like the Emerald Tree Skink? You know, if everything else is equal, just remember we've got a T-Rex.
You got a T. Did I miss the T-Rex? Oh, I'm gonna have to go back. Am I blind?
What is the thing that makes everything?
I've got to be blind as hell. I do not see a damn T-Rex, Clint.
Hi, I'm Jessica from Jessica's Animal Friends. And
Okay, Jessica Animal Friends. I have not seen Jessica's Animal Friends. I'm gonna have to check her out. She got custom background as her personal item. So far, I like it. She got layers of rocks and stuff.
In the background, there's a lot of climbing opportunities. A lot of people don't know that if you give a leopard gecko a lot of space and a lot of climbing opportunities, that they'll take advantage of it. So you might think like, this is too big for a leopard gecko. I promise you it's not. This is a very comfortable abode for a leopard gecko. So we have bioactive substrate from the Bio Dude. We have a lot of cork, a lot of cholla wood. We have a water dish. This is the basking area. It just offers a lot of naturalistic opportunities for a leopard gecko. And if you don't vote for me, vote for Maddie and Tyler because they gave me that plant.
I'm not going to vote for them just because they gave you a plant, girl. But I do like your setup here. You got a bunch of like the little rocks got like this natural stair vibe, like the stairs, but natural looking stairs for them to climb. I like this. I do like this. This is pretty cool.
All right. Still out of breath.
Garrett from Reach Out Reptiles. I watch him. He streams. I've been interested in a super dwarf. I want to get one from him because I don't trust, like if I got one from someone else, next thing you know, what if it's a regular retic and that thing turns out to be 20 plus feet and I'm not ready for that. So I'm probably I'm going to buy one from Reach Out Reptiles one day, not yet. So I imagine he specializes in super dwarfs and dwarf retics. So I imagine this is for a retic. It looks really, I don't know if that's, maybe it's for a baby retic. I like it. You got some rope in there for it to climb on. A stool for it to sit down, I guess. A bubble. You can get a bath, old school bath looking style right there. I like it. The water's coming from it. You see the faucet up there? Okay, Garrett. Show me what's up, man. I don't know. Like, It's got to, I don't know, how big of a retic can you fit in there for how long is what I want to know.
My name is Garrett Hartle. As I was thinking about what I wanted to do with this build, as one of, like, you know, the old timers in the reptile industry, I start to feel like sometimes the way forward is just to go backwards a little bit, you know. For me, I want to think about, you know, what was it getting into reptiles as a kid? I grew up on kind of a ranch or a farm. The only animals like reptiles and stuff I was allowed to have were the things that I could catch outside, and I could just kind of interact with them for an afternoon and then release them again. And so those kind of animals are the ones I built this for, something that you can find here in the United States in your own backyard. And so I wanted to do a simple build, it took forever, but I wanted to, you know, have a naturalistic build. It is bioactive. We've got separated substrate layers and isopods and dwarf whites and stuff in there. Our water feature over here is actually soldered from copper, so I know you guys like to put copper in your water. What we're doing is running our water.
Okay, I gotta stop now, because I've been waiting for him to tell what kind of reptile this is meant for. It doesn't sound like it's a retic, which is a bummer for me. It's a hold on. Let me just make sure he specializes in retics, super dwarf, any type of retic. Something we can find in the United States in our own backyard. Just checked out your Instagram. It says you I just checked out your Instagram. It says you specialize in dwarf retics, super dwarf retics. That's what you're known for, man. And then you'd make an enclosure that's not meant for any type of retic. Your choice in picking what the enclosure's for, what animal it's for, I gotta give it an F, bro. Garrett, I gotta give it an F, man. I wanted some retics. That's what you're known for. Anything other than an enclosure for a retic, you might as well just said, hey, you know what? I'm gonna make an enclosure that's meant for a fish. I'm gonna make an aquarium instead and be different because I wanted a retic. Can I put a retic in there? I don't know I gotta learn more about retics and all that stuff, but I imagine that's gonna be too dry, but maybe not. I guess you could probably moisten up whatever in there. I guess maybe put a baby retic in there, but right now he made it very, very apparent that this is meant for just something you gonna find at, you know, for a kid, as a kid, you go outside. I can appreciate that though. I can appreciate that aspect of as a child when you go out and you just go out finding stuff. I used to do that with lizards. Not too many snakes, except for rattlesnakes that are out here, and you don't see those too often, at least in the cities. Or close into the city. But I really wanted him to pick a retic, man. Really wanted you to pick a retic. But I'm not going to judge the enclosure based off of the fact that I think the enclosure, as far as what the animal's for, I feel like it was a fail. Just because I wanted to see something retic related out of you. But I still do appreciate the other side as to why you did this kind of enclosure and the vibe of, you know, being a child. Okay. I got to get over it. Man, I wanted it to be for a retic, Garrett. Shoot.
And so I wanted to do a simple build. It took forever. But I wanted to, you know, have a natural...
He said simple. I was like, I have no idea how the hell you did that faucet in there. It was just going to keep running? Do you got to fill it up? Is there like something that... I want to know where that faucet's going to. Is it actually connected to some source outside that's constantly dripping water all day? I don't know.
Naturalistic build. It is bioactive. We've got separated substrate layers and isopods and dwarf.
Okay, humidity is probably not a problem in there at all.
Water feature over here is actually soldered from copper, so I know you guys like to put copper in your water. What we're doing is running our water through the copper, so keep the bacteria out of it and keep that nice and clean. And then as this adjustable water feature goes, you know, you can put it on a timer so that it can moisten the substrate around it throughout the day. We have our rope right here.
Yo, Garrett's a smart mother trucker, man. Give me all that stuff, and I'm like, shoot, I'd be so basic at this. So, first of all, props to everyone that's doing this. This is incredible. These are incredible. If I was in this competition, like, I would try my hardest, but I'm not doing what Garrett did here. I'm not. He's a scientist, man. I'm not a scientist.
With our basking area they can kind of coil up on and make use of. We actually have UVB coming through our window light over here, through our little artificial window, and we gave a huge windowsill so that they could bask on that or get underneath and hide under here. And if they needed even a little bit more privacy, we have a special little hiding spot.
Oh shoot! That is cool as hell. That is so dang cool, Garrett. That is cool. That's cool, man. I did not see that. I didn't see that opening up. I didn't see that coming. I was thinking about the windowsill, and I like that, like as a child, like looking out the window and what, you know, I dig that. and then all of a sudden you just, yo, check this out. This is a hide. That is freaking sweet, man. Oh, man. Yo, Garrett killing it. Like, he didn't do a retake, but he killing it, man.
In our barn is like our little tool workbench area, but that can actually open up and
is so cool.
Creates a little hide for the animals underneath. You know, I know that you said we could bring one thing, and I brought my little water feature, but you did say we could bring our own tools, and you never specified we couldn't leave them behind. So these are actually some of my grandfather's tools that he left me when he died, that I put inside the cage here, just because I wanted to impart some bit of myself into this cage. So you guys don't have to vote for me at all.
You don't have to vote for me at all. Yo, Garrett, you're pulling out all the stops right now. Outside of not picking the animal that you're known for producing and working with, you're pulling out all the stops. You got some running water. No one else got no water that's always running 24/7, moistening up things and being all scientific as hell. No one got a bath like that. Yo, you got a straight up, like, that's an old school bath where you put a child in there and you can wash them. You got that hide. That's pulling out something. You're doing everything, and then all of a sudden, you're like, oh, you don't have, you tug at our heartstrings, Garrett. You're tugging at my heartstrings right now. And these are my grandpa's tools. And it's like, man. Like, yo, he pulling out all the stops. He is. He's pulling out all the stops. Complete homey vibe. You got family vibes with it. Yo, I dig this. And reminiscing on your grandpa. And he gets to be in that enclosure. That is amazing. Garrett, everyone else, like, I'm kind of feeling like everyone else should just pack up right now and head out.
I just would like you guys, whoever ends up with this cage, my intention, my dream or desire for that is that it would take you back to simpler times.
Okay, Gary, I'm gonna let you know right now, if I get that cage, I'm buying a super dwarf retic, and I wanna put it in there for as long as I can have it in there. That's what I'm gonna put in there if I get it. I don't know how you get it or win it, but if I had that, it's a retic's going in there for as long as it can.
You could just learn to appreciate the animals as a greater part of our environment, that we are a part of the natural community. It shouldn't be an us versus them thing. We can really live together. That's what I was going through with this build, and I want to thank you guys for bringing all of us here, all our YouTubers here, just to live together for this one day. It was pretty epic. I'm exhausted, and I hope you guys had fun watching. You bunch of cows.
I like Garrett's.
Get out there and build something.
I like all of them, but Garrett's is the only one so far too that doesn't have like an earthy vibe to it. The only one, but he has some, like, the bark and the substrate there, but he's got a lot of stuff that is completely different than everyone else's. So that seems to be the last one. Garrett's is the last one. If I'm gonna have to pick through them, reminiscent. I looked back at all of them before I'm filming this part right here. Brian, he did a good. I thought they all did good. I gotta get my bias out the way. Clint, he gets so many points though just when he explains things, and I don't know. That's the way he talks isn't part of the enclosure, so I gotta get it. I can't make it a part of voting for what enclosure I think is the best. But Clint grabbed my attention a lot. All the other dudes, the kid did good. All of them did good. After looking a little bit, it's gotta be Garrett, man. Garrett, he pulled out all the stops. We already talked about everything that he did, man. And his pops, his grandpa's tools in it. That's like the icing on the cake. Give that homie vibe. And then saying, I guess people are gonna win these enclosures or whatever. If I won that, I'd probably give it. I would be like, yo, you want your grandpa's tools back? Because that's sentimental things right there. He did such a good job. My vote's going for Garrett, y'all. It's Garrett. Garrett, baby. Yo, you didn't pick a retic, but you made a damn good enclosure, man. So, as you can see, I voted for Garrett. And if you didn't, you're wrong.